Okay, now that we've got some songs loaded, I want to go over one thing before you start out. Make sure your volumes are down, because what you don't want to do is start up a song and have it distort or even blow a speaker because you've got your audio too loud. Keep your gains at unity. Put them at 0, and then adjust off the main output on the mixer here. You've got your main output here, your gains. Okay, these gains, these up and downs are okay. I know a lot of you guys like to cut and scratch transform. If you leave these all the way up and your gain is at unity, what you're looking for is your levels not to peak out. Red means stop, and a lot of people don't understand that, especially with like DJing and DJs. They think you got to go louder, you got to go louder. Every mixer is different per company that you're with. With these, red means stop. You're going to start distorting, and it's going to sound like mud, and people are going to wonder why their ears are bleeding. So what you want to do is start with 0, pull your volume all the way down, and go ahead and hit play on this. We're going to start this off. You don't hear anything, but we're going to bring our output. Okay, so it gives you a little bit of play. See this right here? Look where we're at right now with our levels. We're not quite at the, we're bouncing 1 yellow. Now listen to the sound quality that happens. I'm going to start this song over again. Watch what happens to the volume. You hear the difference in that? Now what ends up happening is you're distorting right now, and it just sounds really bad, and that's not what you want to do to anybody that you're playing for, or even making a mixtape or recording. It's going to come out distorted, and it's going to sound bad. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now that we've got that, we know our basic operation of functions and stuff. We've got this. We've got our volume up. We're going to go ahead and hit play on this. Now this is some of the features that the spin unit has on it. You obviously know what your gain is right now. That's your master volume out to the main outs. Okay, each side has their own gain, so make sure, like we talked earlier, that those are on 0. You've got your EQ 3-band. You can pull the bass out, you pull your mids out, you pull your highs out. Now I did say that there was a unity notch, so when you bring them up, you know exactly where unity is, where you're going to run flat. It's called running flat, where you're not EQing the song at all. You're actually playing it exactly how it was recorded. You can do tricks, where you pull them out. Like, that's why I like the 3-band on the faders, because you can do like quick things like that, and you can set them up, versus the knobs. They're a little harder to get, 3 things going on at one time with the knobs. You've got your speed or your pitch control. We call this the pitch control. This is the speed of the record. You can speed it up, you can slow it down. Now if you notice over here on the computer, we come over here and we click this icon right here is your key lock. As soon as you hit that key lock, you speed up, keeps it in the same key of what the song is. Slow it down, the key doesn't change. That's a huge thing for a lot of DJs. They like to keep things in the same key. We got looping. The looping effect is going on. Start this over. You got the auto loop in and out. You punch it in, punch out. Okay, so once you have your loop set like this, you can shorten it by half. Turn it off. It's a cool little effect in your loops, and we'll get into the effects in a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to hook up the microphone and get this thing working on this. It's not as easy as one would think. You don't just plug it in, turn up the volume, and go. It's got a couple switches here for you. So you've got your 1/4 inch. You plug it in. You got to make sure that you've got a button over here that says microphone on. Make sure the microphone button is on. This will come up. This right here is kind of your menu for the microphone. You've got a volume. Now your volume here on the board does not coincide with this volume. So if your volume on this is down here, it does not matter. Check 1, 2. It does not matter how loud you turn this volume up, it will not work. So let's just go ahead and for video's sake, we're going to put this on half volume. Okay. So now you should okay, you've got this going, you've got some LED happening there, you can just adjust, and then your microphone should work. Now on top of this microphone, they've given you a couple cool features. You've got a microphone effects, which is your echo, and you've got pitch control, so you can change the pitch of your voice from low to high.
Low, check. 1, 2. You got up high like the chipmunks there, and you've got your effects.
which kind of makes it kind of cool, you know, give you a little something extra in some of the mixtapes or even in the club setting that you're using this mixer for. Okay, so we've got the basic setup done. You know how to play music. You know what all the controls on this do. You know how to load your songs from this. There are some other things that are a little more in depth that you can you know, mess around with, and we'll get into in different segments of later on in the video, in different videos. The headphone jack is very basic. You plug this in, you turn it up, you assign what side you want to listen to in the headphones. If you want the right side, obviously the right side. If you want both, you can actually listen to both simultaneously in the headphones while you mix to give you, you know, beat matching. If you don't have a monitor where you're at, you can use that as your monitor. You can run both of them at once. So with that said, you're all ready to go. Happy DJing.